Ryan. I see you finally decided to show your face here after attempting to sabotage 2 weeks ago, the most recent episode.
Lukas, you know what? When the hard water's hitting, that's where I need to be.
Well, you could still be there, bro.
No, the hard water's closed now.
Okay. Well, what does Joe being there make you? Why does that make you have to leave? Just fish without Joe.
Lukas, see, me and Joe are sort of an entity when it comes to fishing. We're like peanut butter and jelly. We're like dick and balls.
Okay. Dick and balls. Okay, that's kind of a weird comparison to make.
It's kind of like...
Who's the dick and who's the balls?
I think I'm probably the balls.
No, you're not.
Why? No.
Because Joe is like...
Ryan, you're definitely a dick. Okay.
What is a defining characteristic of a gentleman who is the balls in the relationship?
I'd say that Jack Dunn is the balls in our relationship. He definitely is like, I don't know. The guy who like, well, I don't know. The guy who like supplies in the relationship is usually the balls. But I wouldn't say Jack Dunn supplies. So I don't know. Maybe he is the dick. All right, Ryan. Well, never mind. I forgive you for attempting to sabotage last week's episode. By the way, welcome back to the podcast. I'm gonna start doing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start doing intros, Ryan, in this podcast.
Welcome back to the Be Quiet podcast, episode 70. Today we're gonna be talking about Jocelyn has a fucking fake baby and.
Yep.
I have a cat named Simir.
Yep. We're joined today by Ryan and Jocelyn, which I have to say apparently now because every time I do this stupid fucking podcast, my mom is like, you never introduce your guests. I don't know who anyone is. It's like, well, sorry, Mom. You're the only person who that problem applies to. So in case you didn't know, this is my friend Ryan. He's been, you've met him multiple times. He's been to multiple family gatherings. He's been on the podcast like 5 times now, and this is someone who's never been on before. This is his girlfriend, Jocelyn. So, and she has also been friends with me for a couple of years now. Jocelyn, when did we meet? I believe we met on the bus that transferred to the high school to the middle school.
Yeah, and Dan Bryles was, or not Dan Bryles. Was it Dan Bryles?
I think Dan. I know Dan Burrow was on the bus too, but I don't remember if Dan Bryles was there.
And Joe Everson was on the bus.
Oh yeah, Hallie was there. It was a whole ordeal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was quite. Well, there wasn't really that many like memories on that bus, but I did remember when we talked a bit.
Yeah.
Don't we have to edit all those names out?
No, because all of them were on the podcast other than Hallie, but she doesn't give a fuck.
Oh.
You don't have to edit a single name out, you silly sausage, Ryan.
Silly, slithery, slippery snake, you bitch.
What?
Did you tell Lukas about Simir's 2020 green Rubbermaid?
Okay, yeah, you got to explain who Simir is, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. We got to start at the beginning, right?
Other than Lil Uzi Vert, who is Simir?
So Lil Uzi Vert's name is Simir Bisel Woods, as Jack Dunn very well knows.
Yep.
But anyway, I live in a place where there is nothing but dirt and grass.
Mm-hmm. And you live on the planet Earth?
Huh?
You live on the planet Earth?
Well, yes, but like, there's no buildings or anything. I just live in like a pile of mud. And when you live in a pile of mud, the mice get in, right?
Oh, gross.
And so you know what you got to do when the mice get in?
What?
You got to buy cats to get the mice, right?
Okay.
So we got another cat. We've got like 43 and a few. But anyway, we got another cat. He's a little orange fella. His name is Simir.
That's
Okay.
not his actual name.
And Simir is a peculiar little fella. So you know those like bins fucking with the holes in the side that they gave us at school?
Yeah, those Tupperwares that no one used.
Yeah, so my brother still had his, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got one of the green ones. And it was on the floor the other day, and Simir just like goes in it and like sits there for hours on end.
Okay.
And so I posted on my story that Simir was whipping in his 2020 Ziploc green mask bin with ventilation holes. That's what Jocelyn was talking about.
Oh, so there's no like, it was just a joke. There's no like other context behind that.
No, it was just, I have a cat named Simir that likes to
His
sit.
name's not Simir.
What is his name then?
Didn't Max name him Guido?
No, Max named him Simir. Oh fuck, where did Discord go?
Where does what go?
No, it's fine.
What are you talking about, Ryan?
My Discord like closed for a second and then opened again.
Oh, your recording is still going, correct?
Yeah, my recording's on my phone.
Okay, good. If you just whatever you do, do not open an app that will play a video or get a phone call, because that will stop the recording, which it won't delete the recording, but it will stop it. So if you, like, for example, I don't know, maybe if you were playing Rocket League the entire podcast, this is just hypothetical, by the way, and then didn't notice until the end of the podcast that your recording stopped at 29 minutes, or your recording stopped.
Hypothetical?
Yeah, that might be a problem. Fucking hell. But anyways, yeah, so Ryan, you're one of those like families that has like a million cats at their house, or no?
Well, so like I said, we kind of just live out in a cornfield.
Yeah.
And there's like probably like 10 cats. They don't live at our house, but they just kind of live around.
Yeah, you're like my cousin. You're like my cousins who live kind of close to you. They have like a bunch of like of those fucking tiny ass like cats that are just fucking everywhere. Like you fucking will trip on them when you walk into the garage. It's like holy shit. But then they got like their main. They had an actual cat. I don't remember if they still have it or not, but it was like the main cat that was like inside the house. But yeah.
I don't know. I have never been to that cursed place you say called your cousin's home.
That actually is a lie. Did you know that? You actually have been there.
Oh yeah, didn't I go there before the...
You went there before the camp out one year, yeah.
And there's a penis on every living thing in that house.
What? On every
There was,
living
like,
thing? So like there's
they
no
had,
girls over?
No, there was like... First, there's like an elephant, right? And it was like a sculpture or whatever made out of like screws and nuts and bolts and shit.
What
And
the fuck are you
Cade,
talking
put
about?
A penis on it.
What?
And there was a picture of a minion from like Despicable Me on the fridge.
Oh.
Cade also put a penis on it.
Yeah, there was like... Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There was like magnets. They had like these little circle magnets. And they would put them to be in the shape of a penis.
And like every opportunity.
My dad does that.
Yeah.
He takes like the little circle magnets and makes them into a pig.
That's funny.
Are we allowed to say they've been on? Yeah, they have.
Who?
There was an episode with all of them.
Oh, the Casles?
Yeah.
Huh? Who gives a fuck? All right. Anyways, so okay, Jocelyn, do you want to talk about that? What is that, Ryan? What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing? Is that a kendama?
Yes.
Why does it have it the side? Why doesn't it have like the?
It does. It's just down here.
Oh. Okay.
For context, we're on Discord and my video is on, and Lucas is looking at me acting a fool.
Yeah. I don't have my video on because I just woke up, as you can tell by my not very excited voice, and I don't really want to be loud because I think my sister's still sleeping. We're recording this on the like if this is probably going to come out at like what 2, 3 maybe. We're recording this at 10:39 a.m. the same day, just because of how like the fucking time works. So yeah, that's
I wish I just got it, bro.
yeah. Well,
Jocelyn, tell us about your child.
tell us about your child, Jocelyn.
So I'm in child psychology and development, and for like
Stupid.
extra credit, I was like, oh well, you can
All
like
right, whoa,
check out a
whoa,
fake
whoa.
baby.
We can't
Don't say
say
teacher
names.
names, by the way, but that's
Never mind.
okay. But you could say your teacher told you to do that.
My teacher said that we could like basically check out fake babies for like a bunch of extra credit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I took home a baby for a day, and it doesn't shut off until 3 o'clock, but it's annoying, and I am tired of dealing with it already.
Can she tell that you're like actually doing the thing right? Can't you just leave it in a room?
No, because like what happens is you have like a little chip on like a wristband that like connects to a chip that's in the baby. So like
Oh,
when it starts
Christ.
crying, you have to scan that to let it know that like you're there. And then you have to like figure out what the issue is. You have to figure out if it like needs to get fed or like needs a diaper change or something like that.
Oh my god.
And it'll just start screaming if you don't like fix the issue, and it won't stop until you fix the issue.
And it's fucking disgusting. It looks like what is it called? Fetal alcohol syndrome?
Jesus Christ.
No. Fetal alcohol syndrome babies have like smaller eyes and like a smaller nose, and they have a smaller forehead.
So
we just learned about that in child psych.
They gave her a American Girl doll infant that breathes.
Yeah, like makes random noises. Like it'll like cough or like giggle just like randomly.
I remember one year my
It's
cousin brought
so-
one of those into fucking church. And then she's like, oh, guys, sorry. And then started crying. And she's like, and everyone at church are looking at her. And she was like, oh, sorry, guys. I got to start dealing with this fake baby that I brought into church. She probably felt like an idiot. But, you know, that's the name of the game. And when you're in those kind of classes.
That thing is so stupid. Like, it didn't sleep at all last night. Like, from 9 o'clock at night until, like, 5 or 6 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It just, like, every half hour would start screaming about something. And then I had to take care of it, like, all night. And then it's been asleep since 8 o'clock this morning.
Well, that's nice. Does it have, like... does it have, like how high-tech is it? Like, does it have, like, if you shake it too much, does it, like, stop working? Or is there, like...
It's Ryan James!
The baby's mad!
Ryan, what did you do?
He put it on its face and it started coughing and then it started crying.
Ryan, you idiots.
I thought
What were
babies...
you saying, Lucas?
Oh, I made a fucking a terrible joke about babies. I said if you shake it, will it stop working? Similar to a regular baby.
No, it'll just start screaming super loud.
Okay.
Because it has, like, sensors in its neck, so,
Oh
like,
my
if
God.
you don't support its head will, like, tip back, and then it starts screaming.
That's annoying. I would fucking...
And then Philip took it the other day when it started screaming, and he just tossed it in the air, and then it stopped.
Who the fuck is
What?
Philip?
He's filthy. He drinks pool water and then barfs.
Who?
It's a cool thing. Huh?
Jensen. He's a junior.
Oh. Sorry, Philip Jensen, if you're listening to this podcast. I've never heard of you before. But maybe we could become friends. There are people who listen to... Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, you're good.
Oh. There are sometimes... There was one time when someone came up to me and said, like, oh, hi, Lukas. And I honestly... Every time that someone says hi, Lukas, to me at this high school, and I don't know who they are, I just really hope that they don't know me from this. Because otherwise then it's just like, hi, Lukas, I know you from your fucking stupid rants about fucking Toy Story or whatever.
Lego Star Wars, the complete saga.
Yeah. I feel like I don't talk about Lego Star Wars as much as people say I do, or as much as I say I do.
I mean, usually, unless... The conversation always starts with, Henry fucked up the Switch again, and then it will devolve into, and he also fucked up my Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga for the Nintendo Wii run, when he was supposed to be Jar Jar Binks and Double Jump, and just kept dying until we lost.
This is a conversation that we've never had, Ryan. You capper.
Yes, it definitely is.
I can guarantee. I'll bet you $100 million, actually.
Well, good, because I already owe you $1 million, so then you'll owe me $999 million.
Yeah, you do owe me $1 million. What is the context of that? Like, we had a bet on, like, because we had to memorize, like, the first paragraph of the Declaration of Independence for fucking world studies. And then Ryan...
No, it was for A-Push, wasn't it?
That was for A-Push. And then Ryan, there's, like, a word that we were saying it. But I think, Ryan, did you have 7th hour, or what hour did you have?
I had 7th, yeah.
Yeah, you had 7th hour. I had already taken the test, and Ryan was, like, memorizing it, and he was saying out loud, I'm like, it's actually, like, of this. And it was, like, not even, like, that big of a word. It was, like, of was in there, or maybe, like, because, or something like that. And, yeah, and then Ryan was like, it's not, you fucking idiot. And Ryan was being his, like, competitive ass, like, douchebag, like, ways. And then I said, I bet you $1 million. And he's like, deal. And so then we looked it up, and I'm like, ha, get fucked. So then Ryan, later that week, went to where I work, and I didn't have any money, because he had to do, like, some fundraiser bullshit for fucking swimming. So what did you have to do? I think you had to, like, bring out the orders, and then whenever we would get tips, it'd be given to you guys, pretty much, which is fucking never, so you guys pretty much got scammed. Because people who go to the... I broke my own rules. People who go to where I work are the people who are, like, customers at where I work, and probably wherever, like, people who go to fast food places, I feel like, can sometimes be the most, like, entitled people on the planet. I don't know what it is. It's like, you're really getting mad at a fucking teenager for... Okay, you know what? Never mind. This is not important to the story. So, Ryan, I didn't have my fucking wallet, and I was like, hey, Ryan, can you give me some money so I can buy food for myself so I can have dinner tonight or supper or whatever the fuck? And he's like, yeah. And so the next day he's like, you gonna pay me back? I'm like, no, you just owe me $999,995 now. And he's like, he was like, you can't do that. And then I said, okay, how about this? I'll take like, what is it, like 1 cent a day?
No, yeah, because you told me you're like, I'll give you, like, I'll start at $1 and it will collect a cent of interest every day.
Yeah, interest.
And I was like, that was last year.
Yeah, so now
So we're already at, like, $4.
Yeah. So now you owe me only $999,991, Ryan. So
that's less than $1 million, so get fucked.
You're cutting down on that fucking bet that you made. I can't believe that, Ryan. You're a fool. Never, because usually when you bet, if you bet $1 million, it's a joke. And this is still a joke, obviously, because I'm not going to make you give me a fucking $1 million. But
Lucas, what if I did? What if I struck it rich and was like, Lucas, I owe you $1 million, and then I single-handedly made it so that you never worked a day of your life?
do you think I could
For the rest of
make
your
it?
life.
You think I would never work a day in my life if I made $1 million?
Well, that's always what I've thought about, right? Because the way banks work, right? If they give you interest on $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you like 2%, or hold on, yeah, what's 2% of $1 million?
That's the math that
Stop.
you're struggling with?
Is it? Yeah, I'm struggling with that, man.
Oh my God, Ryan. It's 20,000.
20,000.
I thought that
That's
you were...
not livable, but like,
Yeah, but Ryan. How much fucking... Is it really 2% interest?
what do you mean? Is it really 2% interest?
Do you get 2%? That seems like a high number at a fucking bank.
If you give a bank $1 million, they're gonna give you a lot of interest for it.
Yeah, but are they going to give you $20,000 a year?
Yeah, that's a pretty low rate. 2% for $1 million.
I don't think... It's not like the rate goes up depending on how much money is in, does it? I have like...
I think it is. It depends, because if you give a bank $1 million, I think they'll give you a lot of money for that.
Bro, I'm telling you, I have like
Interest
thousands of dollars in the bank, and I get like 50 cents of interest sometimes. I'll get a notification. It's like, you got interest, 50 cents. I'm like, really? Whatever.
Which, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I think it depends a lot on the bank, and it probably depends on a lot of other shit, because banks are evil.
Are they?
The corporate entities are evil. Everyone is evil and trying to steal my money.
Oh, speaking of stealing my money, you know who's stealing my money? Fucking Nintendo, bro. They fucking
Why?
They made a fucking new Smash character that I don't want, but I've already paid for. This has been so long since we've done a podcast. I haven't been able to complain about this yet. They made new Smash characters, and they haven't come out yet, but they're like from this game I've never played.
Shut up, baby.
The problem is that everyone on the internet loves that these characters are added now.
Is it like Sephiroth or whatever his name is?
No, Sephiroth is cool. It's people from Xenoblade Chronicles, Ryan.
Lucas, do you hear the baby losing its
Is
marbles?
the baby crying?
Oh yeah, the baby's crying.
It just needs to eat.
What do you feed it?
It's a thick bottle that has a computer chip in it, so it like knows when you have the bottle up to its mouth, and if you take it away, it'll start yelling again.
Oh, damn. That sounds very funny. Do you guys...
Lucas,
Oh, I might end the discussion about the Nintendo shit right now, because that wasn't really going anywhere. When Henry was a baby, he had literal, like, this, like, gross shit on his face that, like, grew. And, like, I remember where he went, he had to have socks on his hands because he would itch it. And we'd have to, like, put, like, his medicine on. Like, he hasn't had that in years, though. So, but that was the only thing I remember about Henry really being a baby. Like,
he had socks on his hands.
yeah, I remember, like, some, like, instances, and I remember, like, the day he was born, because I was, like, 9 when he was born, so it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was, but I was pretty old. Like, there's a pretty big gap.
This thing is so gross.
Is it eating? Have you...
Like, yeah, it makes noises like it's swallowing food.
Oh, God. Have you guys ever played Babysitting Mama?
Yes.
That game sucks cock.
It does.
It's all motion controls, and you have to put, like, the Wii remote up a baby's ass, like a doll's ass, and it like you have to like you play like games where you have to fucking like rock it back and forth, and it's like don't shake the baby, and it's like I'm not shaking the baby. It's just that you decided to make it so everything was detected by a fucking Wii remote.
I think we still have that doll.
Wii remote motion controls are probably the worst.
Yeah, we had that doll too, but we put it in the garage, and now it's all fucking disgusting. I think my mom might have thrown it away, or she wanted to throw it away, and I said we couldn't because then we would be unable to play Babysitting Mama forever. And it's like, what's the point? What's the point of having that plastic in the house that we can't use the disc for Babysitting Mama on Wii? But yeah, Ryan, I agree.
Have a baby for sitting.
There's actually like a thing we used to do where my aunt found the Babysitting Mama baby, and she did this thing where every time that she would come over, because she comes over like every like other week, every time she comes over, she would like hide it in a different spot in like the front yard. For when we came home, and when we came home, it'd be like, oh, babe, the babysitting mama. It's like the elf on the shelf. It was like, the babysitting mama is in this fucking tree now. But yeah, Ryan, it's literally like when you have a game that's for fucking kids, the last thing you need is like some complicated ass like motion control thing that doesn't make any sense. Like in that SpongeBob game that I played that one time, like there was these doors that you had to open by cranking like this like valve thing, and you had to hold the Wii remote in such a specific way to shake it. I remember literally crying that I couldn't figure out how to open the fucking door in this terrible Wii game.
Well, and that's the thing is like a lot of Wii games are not natively English.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the instructions are like they're clear, but they don't really like not the words I would use to describe it.
Right.
And they'll be like, hold the Wii remote straight on, when they mean like point the like black like tip motion thing up. Hold it straight on, not like point at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll like fucking like drive your car into the ground, or like
yeah,
Jar Jar Binks won't double jump and you'll lose the level.
Yeah. Well, that was a motion control, so I don't know what the fuck your problem is, but there is the other thing is that a lot of those games that are like licensed games, so I don't know. I don't think Babysitting Mom I think is meant for the Wii, but I'm doing the podcast. But like Lego Star Wars or like that SpongeBob game, for example, are on the PlayStation 2, and they have a normal controls, like normal buttons and shit to use, but yet they still use fucking motion control. Like, if you, I don't know. I lost my train of thought because my mom walked in. Is that baby still eating?
Yeah, it'll eat for like 20 minutes sometimes.
20 minutes?
Sometimes it'll eat for almost an hour. Like, you have to sit here and hold the bottle to its mouth.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh my god.
And like each individual baby is like programmed to do things that like a set of parents tracked like for their in like actual real life baby. So they would track for like a week when it ate, how long it took, when it needed its diaper changed, and how long it took to burp it, and how long it slept in like periods.
Are you supposed to have that for a day?
Minimum. Yeah, you have to have it for 24 hours.
Well, how long have you had it?
You have to have it for like a week.
You don't have to have it for a week. Minimum 24 hours, but you can take it home for up to a week.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
Do you get more extra credit for keeping it longer, or no?
No. It just, you get extra credit based on, like, how well you did, like, percentage-wise for taking care of it.
Oh, my God.
So it, like, keeps track of, like, the different care events that you have to do for it, like, every single time it needs something. And it, like, keeps track of how long it took you to get to it, and, like, if you actually completed the care event,
I would hate that. Could you imagine if, like, every time that you picked it up, it would play the fucking clip from Babysitting Mama, like the "Don't shake the baby" noise,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm not.
I would shake the baby on purpose if that happened.
Yeah. I fucking hated that game. My sister got that game for Christmas, not me, by the way. In case you guys were wondering, I did not ask for Babysitting Mama.
For Christmas when I was like 10.
That's like a game like, it's like, my niece or nephew has a Wii. Oh, this game is like $20. I might as well get an easy birthday present out of that. And that was a lot of
so many of those different like mama games. Like I had
Cooking Mama
for my Nintendo, and Babysitting Mama, and Cooking Mama for my Wii.
for
and
your
I had
DS.
One other one. Yeah.
Yeah, the DS and the Wii era was a lot of like, oh shit, I gotta get a game for my kid for Christmas. What am I gonna get? Oh, this is a random game. Like that SpongeBob game, for example. It's like, what? Oh, Lukas likes SpongeBob. Let's get him the SpongeBob game for Christmas. And then it's like, I've never heard of it. So now I only get good games. No, I'm just kidding. I still get some shitty games from time to time. Not like from relatives, because they only get me things I ask them to get for Christmas. But I definitely have a lot of games for the Wii that I've never, like, I never asked for, and some of them I've never even played. So sorry to certain relatives. Whoever the relative was that got me Balloon Pop on the Wii. I have not played that game.
Balloon Pop. Yeah, I've got a couple of those, like, grandmas and, like, aunts who just sort of don't really know, and, like, I think they just act like they can't read. Because it's like, I'll give them, like, a link to what I want,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll just type in, like, the first word and then go on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be like, it's what you asked for. And I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Not even close. But
Yeah, for like 6 or 7 years when I was little, every year for Christmas, I would get like the newest thing of Just Dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never play them except for on Christmas Day with my cousin, because I have a younger cousin who like was obsessed with those games. And then they would just go in the box, and I would not play them anymore.
Lucas, you know who's obsessed with Just Dance?
What?
Do you know who's obsessed with Just Dance?
Who?
Your girlfriend.
She is.
Is she?
She's played it at my house before.
I've never played it once in my life.
I also got this karaoke game.
Was it
I
karaoke?
think
Was
she
it
played.
was it Karaoke Revolution presents American Idol Encore 2 on the Wii?
No.
I have that game.
It was for PS3 in
Oh.
like 2015.
Yeah. The reason I remember that is because that's like the longest title of a game that I own, I think. It's very long.
Lucas, have you heard of like that like Fever Dream, like Shrek bonus DVD, and it's like American Idol with like Shrek?
Yeah, I have.
I feel like I
that.
have
it's
heard of
like-
that.
It's like, apparently it came on every Shrek DVD, right? And everybody has it, but nobody can like remember what it was. Everybody just mentions like Simon Cowell on Shrek, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
But was it like, what, is it actually real or no? Like, can you find footage of it?
Well, yeah, it's real, but it was like, it's a game on the TV. So you have like the 4 arrow keys and the like select button.
Okay.
And you just go through like, I don't even know, like 10 people, and they're all like random, like the fairy tale people from Shrek.
Right.
And they just will like sing a song, and then you judge them. And no matter what you judge them, Simon Cowell just says he hates them, and then they like don't get American Idol.
That's fucking Simon Cowell for you. That guy's a dick.
But it's like, it's one of those things that everybody remembers, but nobody like can remember a single detail about.
Mm-hmm. It's like, but it's not like a Mandela effect moment where it never even existed.
No, it does exist, but
Yeah.
like,
It's like something that everyone forgot about.
Yeah. I remember there was a bonus disc for, I think, Star Wars Episode 1, or Episode, Episode 1. And it was also one of those games where, like, it was a game, but you only had the arrow keys and the select, and you had to, like, lightsaber fight.
Really?
And you just got fucked all the time because I think probably 4 out of 5, like, button pushes on a TV remote don't work.
Oh no, it's like the slowest shit ever. It's funny, Ryan. The only game I can remember being on the DVD was the Curious George 2 movie. I think it was Curious George. It might have been Curious George 3. Whatever the one was with, like, the blue elephants, I think, that they, like, kidnap, basically. That was the one. I'm going to Google it, actually, while we're here, because I have my computer right in front of me.
I remember the Curious George movie where it was, like, Halloween or something, and Curious George got lost, and then he, like, went out in the middle of nowhere to this dude's, like, apple orchard or something, and then the dude from the apple orchard had to help him back.
That might have been like an actual episode. They made, like, actual Curious George full movies, but they were so weird because by the way, it was Curious George 2. I just googled it. Curious George 2, Follow That Monkey. They were, like, kind of sad because, like, none of the characters other than the Man in the Yellow Hat and Curious George were in the show. They had this woman who was, like, a ginger that was, like, the Man in the Yellow Hat's love interest, and she wasn't in the show, but I think she might have worked at the museum, because I'm pretty sure she was, like, I don't know, maybe the doorman was a fucking dick. I hated that movie because everyone hated the Man in the Yellow Hat. It was hard to watch. You watch the show and it's so nice because every character in the show is, like, the Man in the Yellow Hat's and Curious George's friend. Like, the doorman is super nice. He, like, greets them even though it's a fucking monkey. But the doorman in the show was a big douchebag who, if he found out that Curious George was living in the apartment building, he would kick him out.
Isn't there, I don't know if it's a movie or an episode, but where the Man in the Yellow Hat, like, his hat blows away and then the monkey has to go find it?
There's an episode where the Man in the Yellow Hat left his hat at the house, and then it blew away because George was taking it on the balcony. Obviously, he wasn't supposed to do that. It blew away. He had to find it, and then when he found it, it landed in a tree, and a branch went through and poked a hole in it. So the rest of the episode was devised of a way for George to try to find a way to cover the hole in the hat, and that he used a variety of different objects that did not work. And when the Man in the Yellow Hat got home, he put his hat on, but since he left all of the failed objects in the hat, he immediately realized, and then it had made an even bigger hole. And then I think the Man in the Yellow Hat didn't care in the end. I think he just, like, wrapped a fucking, like, ribbon around it. But yeah, that was a pretty intense episode. Do you guys want to, Ryan, since you have to email me this, do you want to pause the recording so you can just send me 2 half recordings instead of 1 big one?
Yeah, because won't it take, like, 4 days to send?
Hello? Okay. All right, perfect. All right, we're back.
Where did we leave off, Lucas Hansen?
I don't remember.
We were talking about Curious George.
Curious George! Bam!
Oh, yeah. So I looked up the movie on IMDb, and I was like, wow, there's no one famous in this. I clicked someone random, and it's the person who played fucking Padme in the Clone Wars TV show. But then I realized who they actually play in the fucking, movie is, like, no one. So, for example, they have this guy named Frank Welker, who I believe plays Fred in Scooby-Doo. And, like, ever since the fucking, like, 1960s, maybe not. Well, Oh, yeah, he does play Fred. Yeah, he's played Fred Jones in Scooby-Doo since 1969. And Scooby-Doo himself since 2002. In the Curious George 2 movie, he plays the iconic role of Cow.
Cow.
Who the fuck plays the man in the yellow hat? You got Curious George, and then you got Cow as the second most, like, billed cast. Then you got Piccadilly. Who the fuck is Piccadilly?
Piccadilly.
Fucking Tim Curry plays Piccadilly.
Who?
Tim Curry.
I do not know who that is.
Who I believe plays the clown in the original It movie.
Yeah, he does.
Damn. Then you got Jamie Kennedy. Oh, he plays Dano Wolf.
I thought she went to the high school.
I was gonna say, I thought you were talking about Jamie.
Oh, not the Jamie Kennedy that we know. A male Jamie
Stop
Kennedy.
taking my thing out.
I did.
Then we've got Matt Lauer, who was a guy who was fired from the Today Show for being like Me Too, I believe. He plays Hark Hansen, who I remember being a news anchor on the show. Let's see. Jerry Lewis. Yeah, so they got actual people in these movies, but they play like fucking
Stupid characters.
nothing.
It's like Pizza Man.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Yeah, they have fucking. Can you imagine if they had like Chris Pratt playing the role of Farmer Steve? Well, anyways, when we were in the break,
Seinfeld.
yeah, Jerry Seinfeld plays the role of Parrot. Yeah, when we were in the break, I found this tweet that was pretty funny, and it said, like, fuck small talk, I want to know at what point you gave up on The Walking Dead, which I thought was pretty funny because everyone that has pretty much seen The Walking Dead, or at least an episode, and everyone has given up on it at some point because no one watches that show anymore. They're on, like, season 12. So I think... and Jocelyn said she watched it, and Ryan said he watched it, which I didn't really expect. But yeah, Ryan, you've seen up to season 7, and I've seen up to until the end of season 7, and then Jocelyn got like halfway through, maybe not even halfway through, like maybe like the first like 2 or 3 episodes of season 3. But
Yeah. Whenever that lady had that baby,
yeah,
that's when I was just like, okay, this is getting stupid. Now the baby's just gonna grow up and then probably do a bunch of stuff.
the baby I don't think has grown up yet. But then again, she must have grown up because that show has been going on for like 9 years since the baby was born. But as far as I remember, that baby wasn't doing shit. I guess it's like not a full year of every episode. Like every season isn't a year like most shows. So maybe not. That I would fucking hate that so much.
The problem is like,
What's that, Ren?
there would be like 45-minute episodes and they'd cover like a day.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened in the episodes. They'd like, we gotta go to this place and get some bread. And they'd go and then somebody would get bit and then they'd shoot him and then they would realize, fuck, we forgot the bread.
Yeah, so the problem was, like, there would be certain seasons when they would have characters that were in different locations. So sometimes they would have, like, for example, spoiler alert, Jocelyn, there was halfway through season 4, their, like, base gets attacked and they all have to split up. And the second half of season 4, every single character is in maybe groups of 2 or 3, and each episode is dedicated to one group. And they're like, and at the end of the season, very end of the season, they all wind up in the same place. And you don't get your main characters like interacting for a long ass time. And it's just kind of That's when the show kind of like was like very, very slow, I feel like. Cause
Well, yeah, and they're always like, we need 10 people to stay alive together. Or like, we need 10 people to stay together to stay alive.
mm-hmm.
And they would like send 2 people out.
Right. And then they had some like I don't know. That show. The problem is that it just went on for too long. Like Breaking Bad. If they had like a Breaking Bad-esque finale, where it was just like the perfect, like that show was actually good. Like I remember, people are shit on that now, but like if you go back and listen to like a podcast or something from like 2011, 2012, they're all talking about The Walking Dead and like, oh, like it's so good, stuff like, maybe not 2012, but like 2014 was a big year, I think, when everyone was watching The Walking Dead. It was like, I just remember everyone was like, oh, that's gotta be one of the best shows of all time, and then now no one fucking talks about it because, I don't know. The year that I watched Game of Thrones was the year that I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
The same with my parents. They were obsessed with that, and then Game of Thrones came out, and they started watching that.
Yeah. Well, not even like it came out. Like, I remember like, because when I stopped watching Walking Dead, which is in season 7, I think Game of Thrones was just about to release season 7 as well. And so I watched the first 6 seasons up until season 7 came out. But then it was like, oh, now that we're watching Game of Thrones when it comes out, I'm not going to watch The Walking Dead. I
never watched Game of Thrones.
Well, you're not missing out on much. I mean, you are, because the show is really good. But the ending is kind of disappointing. I guess I shouldn't have said that. That's the thing.
I never went to Uvu Jobber.
What?
There's this video, and this guy is like, he asked another guy, he's like, who's the hottest Uber driver you've ever had? And the guy he asked goes, I never went to Uvu Jobber.
Oh.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
I see. Fun fact, Ryan. Did you know that, never mind. I didn't actually have anything more to go with that sentence.
Fun fact, did you know that the baby is about to have an actual aneurysm?
Could you put your cowboy hat on it?
He was sleeping.
You idiot, Ryan. You're going to suffocate that fake baby.
I think it coughed.
It farted.
You guys want to start an uprising at the school? I just remembered something this week. Remember when in middle school they allowed you to go to the Chrome web store and put a fucking like wallpaper or like you could have themes for Chrome?
Do they not let you do that?
Remember how cool that was? You can't do that anymore.
I know they blocked the dinosaur game, and I about threw my Chromebook through my wall.
Everyone remember what they took from you. No, I'm just kidding. For the record, that was a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Do not get mad at the school for doing that. That was probably some IT nerd that was like, oh, this is taking up too much room. Or this is just unnecessary. This is an unnecessary right we've given our students.
Let me guess. Your Chromebook wallpaper?
Yes.
It was. And it was beautiful.
Yes. But anyways, do not cause an uprising at the school. Do not get mad about that. I love all of my teachers and staff members. All of them. Even the ones I hate. Just don't. If someone gets mad, it wasn't my fault. Because I'm telling you not to get mad. Okay. Anyways, next.
Lukas.
What's up?
I have recently come into ownership of a boat.
What the fuck? How the fuck did you do that?
I bought it in joint with Joe Everson.
That must have cost like thousands of dollars.
Yeah?
What is your problem? Why would you buy a fucking boat?
Why would you not want a boat?
Because it's not an actual mode of transportation, Ryan, because you don't fucking you spend that much on a car, but you need a car to get to school. You're using a boat for a hobby.
Yeah?
How much did it cost?
2,000?
2,000 for you?
No, 1,000 for me, 1,000 for Joe.
And so you dropped a fucking grand on something you can use maybe half of the year that you are in split ownership of.
Uh-huh.
You're basically
Him
a
and
dad
Joe,
who is
every
now
time they
paying
go
child
fishing,
support.
They go together.
Yeah, but
What?
Oh, never mind, who gives a fuck? Ryan, you are effectively paying child support on a boat.
Lucas, you know how Joe is the cock to my balls?
Yep.
That we bought a boat, that's why.
Okay.
Because every time they want to go fishing, the first person they ask to go fishing with is each other. And they almost always just go with each other.
Have you guys ever gone fishing with Joe Notch?
No.
No, I have not.
You have for 18 plus hours if you're going to go on the boat with us.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. Okay.
Oops.
All right.
Oops.
Should I bleep that out or no?
I mean, I don't care, but up to you.
Okay. That was also for legal reasons. That was a joke. Maybe I should bleep that out because I think, well, not obviously Notch won't listen to this, but it's not like. You know what? I'll probably just bleep it out just in case. I don't know. It was pretty funny.
Okay.
Ryan just made a pretty funny diss at Notch. But for legal reasons, I'm not gonna put it in. If you want to know what Ryan said, then you can Snapchat me, and if I like you enough, I'll tell you. If you're one of the people, if you're one of the 4 people that are listening this far into the podcast,
Yeah, I was going to say, who still listens to the podcast?
I don't
watched a
fucking
bunch
know.
I watched a bunch of them the other day. Stop.
They get more
Does
views
Burrow
than they
still
used
watch
to.
all of them?
We're in the prime. Burrow? Oh, hell no. Burrow doesn't even, talk to me anymore. He doesn't have time ever since he got that girlfriend. Also, for legal reasons, this is a joke. I still love Burrow.
Burrow's in my film studies class. And
Oh, I
Well,
wish
I will
I was
put
in
it
that
this
class.
there's
But-
not a lot of studying film that goes on in film studies.
Oh, God, no. I took it last semester,
Oh.
and Tommy Jensen and Marcus Flynn were in my class, and we just messed around the entire time.
Fuck, I wish I took film studies, but I can't because I've been in the fucking... Ugh. Okay, anyway.
It's so stupid.
Wait, what hour is
hate
film
that.
studies?
I have it 4th hour.
Can you
I
have it...
had it 7th hour.
Do you think... Oh, never mind. He must not do it first hour because fucking my counselor, who is great, by the way, totally don't have a problem with her. I basically, because of the one class I wanted to take, I now am in 2 classes that I don't want to take, and they all have the same teacher, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I got shafted into public speaking, which was a horrible decision.
Yeah, it's senior year, you have 80 million electives, and I'm taking media studies. It's I did not even know that class existed.
Yeah, that's not even an elective. You need 4 years of English.
Well, it's an English elective. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but you still need to take an
I know,
English
but there's
credit.
fun English classes to take. Like broadcast journalism, like I thought, but then they're like, nope, that isn't worth any credits. And the other class you wanted to take, that was advanced comp, yeah, that's an hour that you have calc, and it's no other hours, so you can't take that class either. So now you need to have 2 English credits when you already thought you had to. So now you need to take 2 other classes. One of the choices is either going to be a college class that you have to read 80 books, or a class where the teacher makes you fail every assignment because he hates you. Okay, never mind. For legal reasons, that's also a joke. Moving on. Burrow Burrow doesn't listen to the podcast anymore. He doesn't even, like, he's not even, like, on the podcast anymore, really. That episode...
Does he still make those, like, Facebook videos or whatever?
No.
Of him, like,
Nerdy
rating
news,
books?
book reviews? No, he does not.
Burrow doesn't really stick with
Oh
things,
my
I would
God.
say. Burrow likes to move on to the next thing. He's got his, like...
That was a huge thing in, like, 8th grade.
He's got nerdy news, book reviews, then he moves on to something else. He had this thing on Snapchat where he did, like, book reviews. He stopped doing that. He writes a lot of books that, like, I've noticed, everybody who you know who, like, is like, I'm gonna be an author, or, like, writes books, they always, like, say they're gonna write a book, and then they stop writing it, and then start a new one, and then stop again, and then start a new one again, which is what Burrow does. Nothing against Burrow, but that's just, like, an author thing to do, I feel like.
Burrow told me that he was going to be a pharmacist, and
Yeah.
Jesus, then proceeded to name off every drug he knows and what they do to your brain.
Yeah. Burrow listens to Joe Rogan once, and he automatically wants to become a pharmacist.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, I swear to God, Joe Rogan, I'm gonna strangle your fucking neck, Joe Rogan. I forgot about that.
Joe Rogan.
I
Can't
completely
find my shaft.
forgot about that, Ryan, that bit.
Can I go get Guido? Or Simir?
If you think you need to.
Yeah.
Jocelyn is on a quest to find Simir.
Jocelyn is on the
Finding
quest.
Simir is quite a challenge as he is quite small.
You should put a jewel in his head like the real Samir. Then have it fucking, like, about to kill you or whatever was about to happen to Samir.
He said he was gonna. I think he said he was gonna be in the 27 club, and he's 26.
What is the 27 club? Like he's gonna turn 27?
No, it's like a bunch of like rock stars that all OD'd on purpose when they were 27.
Why?
I don't know, cause they're rock stars and they do meth. That's
That doesn't make any
what rock
sense.
stars did.
That's just like, ugh. I remember Jack Dunn telling me about that, actually. I remember him saying, like, well, Uzi's gonna overdose on purpose in, like, 5 years anyway, so who cares? And I was
Lucas,
like,
do you want to see Simir?
I'd love to see Samir.
Okay. That's Simir.
Oh my god. He's actually really cute.
He's screaming. He needs to run. Let him run.
Jocelyn, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you actually ever wanted to be on this podcast or no?
I don't know if I've ever, like, really, really wanted to, but I remember there was one time in, like, August or September of last year, you asked me if, like, I would be able to do it, and I said I would, and then you were like, okay, sweet, and then you just, like, never messaged me again, and I was like, okay.
Did I really?
Sounds good. Yeah.
That was
I didn't really care, but I was just like, does he still need someone?
That was in my age of every week I didn't have any guests at all, and it would be impossible to find someone because no one wanted to do it because they got no views. Well, I guess that wasn't really the reason. It was because like no one really cared anymore, and it was like it wasn't even good anymore. I'll admit, there was a period of time where it was like, oh my god, I need a podcast this week because it's just like something I like to do, but it's like. It's just some random people I'll find, and I go through like I end up getting like asking like 6 different groups of people a week, and like maybe one of them will say yes before, and then maybe they'll say no, and then I'll end up just asking Marcus again for like the 19,000th time. But yeah, I literally
Speaking of, Marcus is coming to my grad party too.
Oh, good to hear. So
And so is Tommy and Adam.
Oh, nice. So I will, if I don't think I'm doing anything that day, Jocelyn. But
It's the day after graduation.
okay. Well, I'll probably go.
Oh, and we're renting out a short bus that this place, like, turned into a food truck that makes brick oven pizza.
Oh my god, that sounds really fun.
See, but it was a short bus that they stole with all the people on it, and now they're forced child labor.
They have forced, like, yeah. Okay. Well, wait. Oh, you're talking about Marcus. So yesterday, or on Monday, what happened was, for those of you who are listening, I needed a guest for the podcast this week. I asked Ryan. He said he would do it. I asked him if he could get Liam Shellhammer, who was a veteran of the podcast. And Ryan said he's always busy. And I said, he can't always be busy. And then Ryan was like, well, actually, for legal reasons, this is a joke. Liam Shellhammer would not be able to make it this week for reasons unknown. So then I was like, okay, who else can we ask? Jocelyn was nearby, and I didn't even really ask you. I just said, Jocelyn, do you want to do it? Well, I guess that is asking, but you know what I mean. Like, you kind of had no choice because you were trapped in the conversation. So I apologize if you didn't want to do it.
No, I don't care. If you need somebody.
This podcast is going to gross 16,000 views and is going to generate $124 in revenue for Lucas Hansen's YouTube channel because I am better at the podcast than Logan McGrath.
Do you think so?
Didn't you in that one episode with Logan, wasn't he ordering a pizza and he kept messing up his address or whatever?
It was the Chronicles of the Buff Horse.
Yeah, I have a fucking audio recording on my phone of McGrath saying his full credit card number. Just like I found
Logan.
out. Dude, I found out Ryan inquired, were you there? We were going through Tommy's My Eyes Only, and he has a video of Adam saying his social security number. It's like, why would you save that just in case you need to fucking steal his identity later? What?
Oh, I don't know my social, which I think is generally a common practice.
Yeah, I don't want to know
mine
ever
just
since I've gotten a
because
job.
Work.
It's 6. No, I'm just kidding.
It's 21 Ryan Lester at...
Nope.
Not the city of school that we attend. Your mom.
That is an email, not a social security number.
Simir is pissed.
Ryan, do you know how many numbers are in a social security number?
No, but I can check.
It's
There's
9,
9.
Ryan. You idiot.
325.
What? Simir.
324. No, the baby's crying.
What did you just...
Simir
Jocelyn, did you just say part of
is-
your social security number or no? Oh, no. 324
No,
is
that's
how many numbers it is. Okay, I'm a fucking idiot. For legal reasons, that was a joke, by the way. I'm not actually that stupid.
Where do you want to go, Simir?
I like how I didn't do a podcast for 2 weeks, and then I didn't even have anything to talk about, really. That one episode that we did last time with all those people, I literally had so much shit that I had written down that I wanted to talk about, because I couldn't talk about it the week before because I had my grandma and grandpa on, and they can't really relate to any of my topics that I had. So I had so many topics, but then I guess I forgot all of them. Nothing's really happened the past couple of weeks, really.
Yeah,
Aside
this has
from more
been
stupid COVID stuff with school.
the most lackluster year ever.
I know. You know what did happen? After that podcast came out, though, everyone fucking was calling me a dick in math class because I said that I would rather let my girlfriend get punched by, what was it, Chris Brown, so I would not get punched by prime Mike Tyson. which is true, by the way, because if you don't know, if you Google it, Mike Tyson's punch is as strong as a metal baseball bat. So, Ryan, Aiden Endress, for legal reasons, this is a joke, but Aiden Endress, he was calling me, names, because he's like, wow, I actually like my girlfriend. It's like, Aiden, you would not kill yourself just so your girlfriend would not get punched. That is a stupid thing to do.
I mean, I know there's the common, like, would you let your girlfriend get punched for $1 billion? Yes, I'd let you get fucking decked for $1 billion.
I would let myself get decked for $1 billion.
Then an issue started where I went out to eat with Audrey's family, and she showed her fucking parents the podcast in which I said that I would let her get punched by Chris Brown. They agreed with me, though, because they, unlike Aiden, know the strength of Mike Tyson. She also showed her aunt the part where I, like, quizzed her on, like, chocolate milk. Like, I had the five, I don't know if you listened, but I had 5 different types of chocolate milk. And she has this one chocolate milk brand that she likes. And I tried to see if she could guess which one was the one that she liked out of the 5 chocolate milks.
And did she taste them?
Yeah, and I had a video. It was a pretty funny bit. Her parents liked it, but then she showed it to her aunt, and her aunt thought that I was like, basically like, her aunt thought that I was like trying to quiz her and was like, oh yeah, you didn't think she could do it. You were just challenging her. You just did it so she would like, because you thought she couldn't do it, so she would like look bad. And I was like, oh my God. I don't know if they were joking. They did not say for legal reasons that was a joke. So maybe they were not joking. They did not /J. So it's possible that they actually thought that I was, like, exposing her. I was like, you can't tell chocolate milk. You're a phony. It's like, okay. Maybe it was just a funny bit on a fucking podcast. But maybe they didn't. I don't know.
No, Lucas, you are a monster of a human.
So that's one of my biggest fears come true is now my girlfriend's family has listened to the podcast, which is not something that I wanted to happen. That was my biggest thing was like the 2 biggest like father of my girlfriend questions that I did not want to be asked was, what is your podcast about? Which they didn't ask, luckily. And do you watch sports?
Do you watch sports?
And he did ask me. Audrey's dad asked me if I watch sports or if I like sports, and I just said and he was like, you can say no, and I was like, it's not that I don't like sports, it's just that I don't watch sports because I don't like them. No, I'm just kidding. Fun fact though, fucking of all people, Siebenaler, who's dating Audrey's sister, he fucking talks about sports more than anyone. He's like the biggest nerd. I was like, what the fuck? And he was talking to like the dad, and he's talking to her like uncle, kind of, I guess. And he was just talking, because we went out to eat, he was talking like off about the sports, and he sounded like the biggest like normal guy ever. I was like, well, now I look like the nerd in this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of raised by big, strong men.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit about sports, but...
Well, I know about them. I just don't know about, like, the players right now. Like, I know, like, the rules and stuff.
Either, but...
The thing with Siebenaler is I was so excited because I was like, oh, now whenever I'm over, I can talk to Siebenaler because, you know, that's kind of funny, right? Siebenaler, yeah. When I am over... This, by the way, for legal reasons, this is a joke. I love Siebenaler. But I went over to play fucking dominoes on Saturday. This motherfucker, he didn't play dominoes with us. His girlfriend didn't play either, or Audrey's sister didn't play either. They were in the basement. Siebenaler comes up. I'm like, oh look, it's Siebenaler. I give him the old like nod, like the what's up nod. He fucking looks at me and then looks straight ahead, ignores my nod completely, doesn't say hi or anything. He's just like, ugh, don't have time for this fucking kid. What the fuck, Siebenaler? We've been friends for years. I give you a nod at a place where you're like nice and comfortable, like you're not like doing anything. It's not like you're embarrassed. It's everyone knows you know me. Why are you so embarrassed to give me a fucking friendly nod back? Ugh. That pissed me off when I was there, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Steven Aller. I am tilted.
This fucking kid.
Yeah,
One time-
Steven Aller kind of will just like talk to you for a week straight, and then you'll be like, "What's up, Steven Aller?" And he'll be like, shut up.
One time Steven Aller was over. We were both over at their house, and they both of the sisters, they both share a car, right? And this car was parked in front of their house, right? So Steven Aller has to go home at midnight, and I do not. Sometimes I'm there very late in the night. I'm late at her house. Well, we were there, and we were like relaxing or whatever, chilling in a room, and fucking they had to leave. I had parked in the driveway because I was like, well, it's time. I don't need to. I'm the only one. Like, no one else has to leave other than me. And if they do, the only person that really would have to leave is Steven Aller. But whatever. I don't have to worry about Steven Aller because he doesn't park in the fucking garage. Well, Steven Aller and Audrey's sister come up to her room and they're like, "Hey, we need Lukas to move his car because we need to get the car out of the fucking garage." And we're like, "Why can't you take your car?" Well, I obviously didn't question it because I'm not gonna cause an argument. And they were like, "No, you can't take that. It's in the snow." And basically, it was just parked against the snow bank, which was against the sidewalk, and they didn't want to have to pull out away from it and then get. It was a whole ordeal, but basically, I had to get my ass up, fucking get my coat and shit on, and move my car. Whatever. I don't, for legal reasons, that was a joke, and I also forgive Steven Aller for making me get up and moving my car. But Steven Aller has been, it's been very interesting because it did not go the way I expected to go when me and Steven are dating two siblings.
That's how I feel with your siblings. Like, whenever I'm over here,
They're stupid and act like they're handicapped.
no, Alex is fine with me, but Max, I feel just hates me. I feel like he hates me for a joke, but I honestly don't know if he actually likes me or not.
Max doesn't like anybody. My brother Max, I'm pretty certain he's a sociopath. He'll be like, "Yeah, you're cool." And he'll make some joke, and then he'll also shoot you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's just who he is.
But
Chloe-
I feel bad because you're really close with my brothers, or not really close, but you get along with them, and then your brothers are just like, "Oh, Jocelyn's here again, God."
Shut that child up.
I'm trying.
I don't want this.
Whenever Audrey's over, my siblings get very excited because they really like her. But Chloe, I don't know, she gets the way she is when she's around her friends, which is overly giddy and annoying. And Henry will just get really hyper sometimes. There was a period of time when Audrey would come over and Henry would fart every time, on purpose out loud whenever we were around. And it was very annoying. But
Henry is a fart monster.
it's not they're embarrassing at all. I'd say that I like hanging out with my family a lot more when Audrey is there, because then there's no arguments ever. For legal reasons, that was a joke. But we can't get into any altercations. I can't get yelled at if Audrey's here.
For legal reasons, this is also a joke, but dating Jocelyn Brink comes with the perk of her parents are always drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like, "Come over, my family wants to meet you." And I'm like, "Okay, your family is also 6 shots deep, so they're not going to remember meeting me."
That's always
So I
really
could be a
cringe when you
complete
meet
douchebag, and they wouldn't remember.
when you
No, they
interact with
remember
parents
everything.
who are
They don't
drunk
get
already.
that
What are you doing in there, Samir?
For legal reasons, this is a joke. Actually, never mind. I'm not going to say anything. But yes, I've been over at multiple occasions when some of my friends' parents are intoxicated, and in some circumstances, it does not go very well. Some circumstances, it's very funny, But there has been one circumstance where I'm not gonna say, but it did not go well. I'm not gonna say. Well, actually, I should probably say this because that's kind of an open-ended joke. But the parent was intoxicated and then kicked us all out of the house. Because
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's not like anything actually bad happened. But yeah, we just all got kicked out because she thought that one of us said a bad word. All right. Well, anyways, that was a good podcast episode, Ryan. Do you agree?
I don't think it was a bad episode.
Yeah, there was no moments where I was sweating like, oh god, this episode sucks, like I do in some episodes, but I did not do it in this episode. I don't know. Hopefully this episode didn't. Hopefully the fucking baby didn't destroy the fucking audio.
Yeah,
And we gross 16,000 views and generate $124 towards Lukas's YouTube channel.
Ryan
To beat McGrath.
Oh, by the way, if you want me to get gross $124, you have to subscribe to the Loudmouth YouTube channel because I cannot make money unless I get 1,000 subs, and that's what this is all about, the money. No, I'm just kidding. If this is all about the money, I probably wouldn't have done the same exact podcast 70 times without like changing like the format or the title or anything. Or I haven't used really any clickbait titles or thumbnails.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but not really. There's never been like
stuff that actually comes up. Like,
yeah,
just like say something.
Yeah, or like my description is never like this is the Be Quiet podcast. It is not a Minecraft 1.16 butt challenge. It is also a 1.16 Minecraft but the water rises, or Minecraft versus 4 hunters, which is what you can do. You can type that in your description, and basically if you like watch those Minecraft videos, which a lot of people do, this will get recommended sometimes. So that is a key into typing that in the description. But one time I did it. Okay, we gotta wrap this up though. This is almost this is like an hour 20 minutes. But there was one time where I did the Dream Minecraft intro as my intro. And then in the fucking keywords of the podcast, like the fucking I don't remember, like the words you type in, like the search terms, I just put a bunch of dream stuff so I could get more views, and it did not work. That episode was the one immediately after the one that got 1.5K, and then that episode got like fucking 60 views or something like that. I thought we were in a streak of the podcast going up in views, and then we had Abby and VK on. I'm like, okay, this episode is going to bang, and then it did not. Probably because
this episode has not banged.
This episode didn't bang? Well, that episode did suck
that
cock.
episode did not bang.
That episode sucked because we recorded at like 2 a.m. and everyone was sleepy. And we recorded at Marcus's house in his bed, so everyone was extra tired. I think VK fell asleep was asleep half the episode, and like Abby was barely saying anything. And Marcus's fan was on, so it was kind of whatever. Anyways, I didn't re-listen to that episode ever, so I don't remember if it's good or not. Okay, well, that was a good episode. Thank you for being on, Jocelyn and Ryan.
Thank you for having us.
Any parting words?
Don't check out fake babies from the high school. They're really annoying.
Samir is cool. He's also taking a nap.
Okay. Hope you rest well, Samir. Did we talk about that overdose thing live on the podcast, or was that something we talked about halfway?
The 27 Club?
Yeah.
I think it was live.
Oh, fuck. I'm kind of... Okay, whatever. All right. Yeah. I didn't know what I was going to say with that.
Peace out.
Okay,
this
bye.
concludes episode 70. Have a nice day.
Subscribe. so I can take your money. I'm just kidding.